Okay, well, I mean, this is a very, very controversial topic. And now we have in our midst plenty of losses of life. So, in no way do I want to discredit or, you know, make, it seem like a joke for the people who have lost loved ones in this tragedy of what's happening. But I need to shed light as a person who has very controversial opinions. They're hated all over the internet. I need to bring light to this. What we're seeing in the US is just a fraction of what's coming with man-made climate change. And there seems to be this disconnect with people on this because humans don't want to admit they're the problem. A lot of humans like to think that humans in general are good for the world. We are good, we help, we make the world a better place, and many people, especially those who have these egos, would never want to admit that humans are headed to a place where their whole world is going to be turned upside down over something we did. Hence why it's such a controversial topic, and I've gotten into plenty of fights online over the years over climate change because I firmly believe in man-made climate change. It's happening. I mean, you have to be completely and utterly daft to think that this isn't occurring. It is occurring, and it's been occurring for a while, and we're starting to see those effects. Now, you can look all over the US, and it's been a little surprising this year because, you know, I come from northern Canada where these fires have occurred. And I remember growing up in my life and this was never a thing. Like, and now it's like every fucking year we just have these big fires everywhere. And they've destroyed entire towns, sometimes even hitting cities up here. And there are these massive fires. They are just every single year. And, this year the weather has just been odd. I wouldn't describe it as anything different than just completely odd. It is just weird, and it's something to do with something's fucked. It's just like you just know it. And you get these people who are like, it's just weather. So, I mean, look at the just weather thing. This is this tragedy that happened in Texas, massive flooding. It's right along the lines of where they said it was always going to happen, all the flooding, the coastal regions. The U.S. is seeing worse flooding this summer. Here's what's happening. There's very carefully skewed news because climate change is such a controversial topic, because people, they're just thunderstorms. You know, Tropical storm, these hurricanes have certainly gone. Imagine what the fucking hurricane season is going to be like eventually. Um, and hurricanes have happened for a long time, but there's something different with these flooding. It's just like it feels like there's more water. And like I was saying, here in Canada, uh, it, it this year just feels weird. It just feels like it's too. There's been just one pockets here and there of hot weather, and mixed with these just like days and days of just kind of wet weather where it just sits around, and it's a mild temperatures, but then one day it'll just rain like crazy, and it just feels weird, man. And you look at this earth, this complex patterns, they're trying to explain all this shit. Think about this. All that area, all the middle of the earth where the heat and all these things has been stable for millions and millions and millions of years. Millions and millions and millions of years, you know, after ice age cycles and different weather cycles. Now all of a sudden you have humans dispersing all this heat, all this energy, all this, this greenhousing effect where we're pumping all these, emitters out into the atmosphere. It makes sense, and it doesn't. It takes a logical mind to look at something like this and be like, yeah, we fucked up big time because now all this heat is gonna create the ocean where it like, just we're just totally gonna be fucked over this. So I mean, the greenhouse effect is very simple. I was taught this in school. Man-made climate change was a part of school for me once. I don't know if that is even the fucking truth anymore. I honestly don't know. So yeah, it's a natural effect, a normal thing, but when you have all these, you know, uh, 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 compositions in the atmosphere blocking the sun or locking in all this heat, it makes sense, and it's definitely happening. And then this year we're really paying the fucking effect of it. And what is happening is the methane in the Arctic gets released, and that's even more of a greenhousing effect than CO2. So, oh man, this is the parallels that we're facing. You get droughts in one area, you get massive fucking uh these just water storms that it seems like they're having, and I am literally like taken back by the fact of, oh my god, it's here. Like we are living the climate crisis on a day-to-day but fucking basis. Look at this. Neo-fascist group claims as part of like even if these people were helping out flood victims, like they're quick to fucking things. And some of the videos you've seen of this are shocking. Just the way the water just becomes this wall of death is fucking crazy. So I mean, yeah, like it's leading to some debates online. It's leading. I've led many debates on Twitter on this, and people in my comments are fighting with each other, over climate change because you have two groups of people. You have a group of people like me who are like, I know the science, I understand it, it works out. It's checked, it's verified by reputable sources, by scientific minds that I agree with. And then you have these other people that are like the conspiracy people. They have no other explanation for this other than, government weather seed, cloud seeding, and, weather manipulation, and they're releasing things, and they're like, no. No, I mean, you're not coming up with any other thing for us. But some of these people are so hardened in their opinions that they will absolutely not give a fuck about other people's opinions. They're just going to stick in their ways. Climate change is a scam. It's fake. It can't be real. It's not going to be the end of the world. And the thing is that we've seen movies like A Day, 20, or what is that? The day the day after tomorrow or something, where it creates this kind of apocalyptic event. And what we're seeing is it might not be like that. It might not be this enormous, end like event. It may just be this slow, gradual flooding, droughts, thing that like over the next like couple decades of our lives, things just very gradually get worse. Just like we gradually released all this into the atmosphere, this is becoming. So this is a good one. So people are like, all these things that are released in the atmosphere. Look at this. Even our fridges contribute to this. But a big one that a lot of people don't think of, they think carbon dioxide in your cars. It all just adds to it. But a big one is farming, because farming, methane, they say cow farts. But I mean, it's true. You have all these animals that never existed, that would this population of just crazy amounts of cattle being bred for us humans to consume, that's creating these gases being trapped from the sun. So all the science is easy to understand. If you're a person who, understands and accepts science, it's for anybody who's ever had terrariums, or created environments for animals in small little enclosed environments, you'll know that a little bit of water upsets everything. All of a sudden, the humidity is insane. Too much heat can kill the animal. Too much of something, I know, a chemical added, anything, just one little tiny amount to it can create catastrophic events. And on a global scale, we're doing that. We have this, stable ecosystem, and we're adding something to it that's unnatural, and it's causing this balance to be unshifted. So yeah, I mean, it's fucking obvious that's not God. I'm not gonna play it because I don't know if it copyright or some shit, but man, this is a good one. I'll link it down below. Bill Nye, the science guy, fucking talking about just straight up to the CNN person, and you can tell the CNN lady got really damn frustrated. Look at this YouTube one. I love when YouTube posts that. I've seen it on my videos too. United Nations climate change refers to long-term shifts, long-term, in temperature and weather patterns. Human activity has been the main driver, primarily due to burning fossil fuels. So like they're very quick to tell you, it's long-term. Don't worry about it. You gotta wonder why they're like that. They're very. People are both alarmists and non-alarmists. They thrive on, oh my God, World War III, and but don't worry, it's not going to happen. Like it's interesting the way they are and unique. And Bill Nye just fucking tells her the way it is. He's not going to be swayed by politics. He's bringing out the Constitution, and he's showing her, and he's being like, hey, look. Like, we're supposed to be into science, stand up for the science. So I mean, I love Bill Nye. It was great he had him on there, and I could tell she was just waiting to kick him off. It's funny. Oh, it's a good video. But yeah, Bill Nye's awesome, and of course he believes in climate change. He's like, yeah, I mean the science, we've proven it. Reputable sources have double checked each other's work over and over and over again. This is not a hoax. This is not a scam. Maybe governments use it to collect money, but like anything in human society, you know, people in the apocalypse, people will be selling rat carcasses for as much money as they can. Like humans' natural ability to scam each other is going to be used forever. But this is real science, and it's going to affect animals around the world, which is heartbreaking because their environments are sometimes very specific. A couple degrees shift in temperature, which is massively happening all over around the world, can take out entire animal species. And yeah, I mean, isn't it a wouldn't it be a complete and utter like the irony of the irony that humans progress and all the things we've invented and how smart we've become in creating these civilizations, that they just like, this is the reason that it happens. And it's crazy to think about, and people are really not, they're really not liking it, so I mean, but now we have some real tangible, and my heart goes out to those people who lost family, but I'm here to talk about the scientific act of it. It's climate change. This is, we're seeing the effects here, and this is real. So I mean, yeah, you have things like flooding, flash floods in New Mexico. Let's read this Al Jazeera one. This is a crazy video. This is a, I don't want to go here. I mean, you can just tell, like, if you were in that, you're dead. Like, that is not water you could just bust out the swim trunks and go swimming in. Like, if you were in that, you're a goner. You're dead. There's no way you're gonna make it out of that. Uh, we have New Mexico flooding. We've got shit everywhere. It's happening in other places of the world too, but we don't hear about that as much. Flooding that occurred in China. I'll bring this up. This is just recent too, because this is another highly dense place that we don't hear about this a lot because we are in the West and they do not people in the West they generally don't care as much as what's happening in other countries if it's not going to affect us unless it's some major event. But look at this, you got it going on there. Flooding, Nepal, monsoon floods, which is a regular natural occurrence, but you can just see you can just see this stuff occurring. And look at that. That's just insane. We had things like, it's not the same tsunamis, but this is like these flash floods are happening. And it's because of all this extra heat, moisture, the system is unbalanced and it's causing some insane events. Now, like I would imagine, things like hurricanes, tornadoes, flooding, all kinds of stuff is gonna just keep getting worse, and it's yeah, we're living the greenhouse effect. We're living it right now. It's crazy, man, and it's only gonna get worse. It's only gonna get worse. It's only gonna get worse. Craziness. But yeah, watch this video on Bill Nye because it's absolutely awesome. Love Bill Nye. All right, peace out. Hope you liked the video. And let me know your thoughts in the comments.